Hello and welcome to another episode of Cards Unbarred. My name's Ryan, and in this video I'm going to show you a Stage B playthrough on Expert mode. In this video I will be doing a unofficial solo mode that I came up with. This is truly unofficial. I do believe there's going to be an official solo mode coming at some point in the future. I don't know when, don't really quote me on that, but I've been playing this game a lot by myself. And I've noticed when I played two players, as you even saw in the Stage A video, the information is always face up at all times, which does make the game a little bit easier. I still really enjoy playing the game, so I like to be able to play it even when I'm by myself. But by doing what I'm about to show you and through this playthrough, it makes it so that I can still play it as if it was a two-player game, but there's a little bit more hidden on the other player's side. I'll have my hand as normal, but then I'll have the strawman deck, which is essentially what will be set up. And strawman is a term and a thing that's used a lot in trick-taking games, specifically in two-player games, whenever there's cards that end up getting put usually in a pyramid-like shape that have face-up cards that are then blocking some face-down cards. So the solo mode is essentially going to mimic something like that. So the way I came up with it is I'll pick my player colors. In this case, I'll be green since I'm over closest to here, and the other player is going to be yellow. So they will take all 5 cards of the yellow deck and put them over on their side. They will then take one random card from the 3 other colors. And get that here. So that they will have 8 cards in total. Then from the remaining cards, I will take 2 of each of those at random, so that I will have a starting 6-card hand. The other 6 cards that weren't picked will just be returned back to the box. We're not going to use them in this game. But essentially this still leaves 14 cards in total. 8 over here and 6 over here, which does match what the 2-player game does of 14 cards. It's normally 7 and 7 with 5 of your own color and 2 of a different. Whereas this is giving me 2 of 3 colors, and then it's going to have this player over here having 5 of one and then 1 of each of the others. So now to finish setting up their side, we're going to take all 8 of these cards and shuffle them together. And then we're going to play 3 of them face up on the table. Get them a little cleaner like that. And then we're going to slide the other 2 underneath them. And then we're going to put the last 3 underneath all of those. And so now this way, I only have access to any of the face-up uncovered cards. So these 3 at the bottom are all face-up and they have no cards blocking them. So when it's the yellow player's turn, these are the 3 cards they'll have access to. Whenever you play a card, so let's just say I put that down here, it's going to start uncovering certain cards. When a card gets fully uncovered, then you flip it over, and this becomes a new card that's available. So the way this is going to work is I'm not always going to have 3 cards available at all times. And you'll also notice I can see where the colors of cards are going to be based on the layout. So maybe I want access to that green card, so knowing the fastest way to get to it requires me to play, I'm ignoring what's actually going out there, requires me to play them in a certain orientation and order so that I can reach the cards I might want. So this will hopefully make it a little bit more difficult than what you saw in the Stage A video, where it's simply just 2 3-card hands face up at all times. And I know I just saw some of these blue and red cards, but I don't really feel like setting that back up again. So it's fine. I pretty much already forgot what they were. I'm just going to reshuffle and we'll set those up. Okay, and then as far as my hand goes, everything is as normal. I shuffle the deck, and then I'm going to have a 3-card hand. So those I'll just keep face up so you guys can see them as well. Okay, so beyond that, which was a lot of preamble for the solo play and how that's going to work, and additionally, the ghost ability actually becomes useful in this play, whereas in Stage A, when I was saying before, the 2-player face-up hands, it was a nothing ability, but now this one, when you play that ability card, which again, I'm making this up, this is unofficial ruling, but it will allow me to flip any of the 3 face down cards of my choice. So that can help me sort of prepare ahead what I want to do for that one turn. Okay, so either way, let's get into stage B. The first field card in the top row is the Lost Forest. And the way this works is you cannot have the number as 2 consecutive away from whatever you just played. So if I play this 2, I can't have a 1, a 3, or a 4 because that is 2 numbers consecutively away from this number. And of course, the same numbers being next to each other can't happen either. But what's different in stage B is these cards all must be of the same color. So if I played this red 2, every other card for the rest of the row has to be red, or I could put a purple there as well. So that's something I need to be careful and keep in mind if I start to go one way or another. Like there's a lot of these yellows, but 3, 4, and 5 are going to be 2 consecutively away from each other. So we'll have to figure out how to get through that row. Otherwise, we have the lake and the mountain, which we've seen before. Okay, that was a long setup to get ready. So I think let's just go ahead and get started. And I think we're just going to start off with this blue 1 down in the bottom row for the mountain. And we're already looking, we have, again, 3 yellows here. We do like the color yellow for this top row, but again, these numbers are really bad for what we're trying to complete there. We could consider doing one of them for the lake, starting it off with yellow and then going red. And if you watched my stage A video, you probably saw me struggle with the swamp at the bottom. So I've actually prepared these cubes. So when I need to figure out whatever the color is for the order, I've got them placed like this, which should hopefully be a helpful reminder for me. But if we were to start yellow at the top, it'd be yellow, red, blue, and green. But I'm not sure I want to do that yet. Maybe I do. Let's see if I have a 4 and a 2. I could do the 5 or the 3. Either one would work. I just don't want to consider probably keeping the 5 for that mountain card. We have a 5 here as well. So we do have some easy options. But currently, well, I guess I have one more green over here. It's going to be a while before we get that green. So if we're worried about this, we need to maybe hold on to one of these 2 greens. So I think we just got to get this started. And we're going to play the 3 yellow. And again, there's nothing that's unopened or uncovered completely, so we don't flip anything over. Once we play this, we'll be able to flip that over, or play this, we'll flip that over. So we just keep those 2 cards face up, which now that we think about that, no, I think we're okay. I think maybe we'll do a 4 here, or even the 5, and we'll hope that this is the 1 yellow, so we can play the 1 after the 5, and then we can play the 4 after that, and it'll stay more than 2 consecutive. Okay, so now we have to put a red here. And I think we want to keep the red 2 for down there. So let's play the red 4 here. Flip a new card face up. And we're already running low. We only have 4 cards left. So immediately we're worried. Because again, having even just that 1 card less is a huge difference. Okay, so we are going to play the 5 up here. Hopefully this is the 1. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so we have the 1 and the 4. So, I mean, again, I'm not going to use the communication discs in the solo mode, but I might just use them to remind myself where I'm going to start playing things. Let's see. If this, it's not the 1. I'm trying to think, can I complete this row on my own? The yellow player is focusing here. I need to get this completed. This is a blue. So I could do the blue-green, which means I think I just do the red down there for now, and we just hope this isn't a 4. That'd be really bad. Okay, it's the 5, and then we can play the 2. Okay, we're good. So we have our next few turns mapped out. We're just going to have green do those 2 and yellow do these. So we're going to have the 1 go here. I'm going to try and go a little slower on my turns just to make sure I don't miss anything. Because I know sometimes mistakes happen, but I really want to be careful at making sure I do place cards correctly through the whole playthrough. So the 5, this is more than 2 consecutively away, and it does require all the same colors or purple. So in this case, that's still all right. They will flip this blue card over since it's completely uncovered. And then we're going to go back to the yellow player or the green player, and they're going to play this blue 5. And again, we've laid the cubes out, but we'll just double check. Yellow, red, blue, and green. And no numbers or colors otherwise next to each other. They're going to be able to place this 2 to finish that one off next. Okay, they were going to do the 4 here, which allows us to flip this red over. And we're going to be able to do the 3 and the 5 in this bottom row down here. So now let's see, let's do this to, again, just continue to remind ourselves what we're doing. They're going to finish up this action here with the 2 green. So we will take these off. I'll take these cubes off as well. And the Kraken might not be a bad early grab right now, only because they're about to get a new deck. And the way this whole strawman thing works, depending on what I get available, if I'm limited in my options, and depending on how crappy these might be, I might end up playing to the river a little sooner than I want to. So having the ability to draw 2 back early on could be good. We're also looking at the green cards can't be played, so I'd immediately not be able to play this, but I'd be drawing 2 of these cards into my hand. So I'd have 2 out of 3 cards available to start playing. Over here, they do have 1 green, so that could potentially become a problem. But at some point, we could start thinking about which jewel we want to generate. And I think Medusa will probably wait for the next go. We don't want to wait too long on that because, like I said, this one we're probably going to see playing to the river a little more than the last time. So this is going to be a huge one. I was considering not putting this one in and having the Minotaur in its place, but Medusa's ability is just so good that it's really good to have that ability to put a rare back in. Okay, so that was, again, taking a long time here to go over all my decisions and choices. I will take the Kraken. And because it is a C or A Eternal, when you revive them, they are going to go up into the normal revive area. It's only the B Eternals that will go into this special Ghost Town revival area. So we'll slide that over. And again, we already shuffled this during setup, so we'll flip these 2 over. And we cannot currently play this green card, but otherwise these 2 can be played. And now we'll reveal the new field card. And it's the Valley, which is the even numbers only. Okay, so we come over here to the yellow player. And I already set that up. And those are both odd cards, so there's really not another choice. We just have to get this yellow, which I should know what it is, and it's not going to work there. So we'll figure out a yellow or a purple later. We're going to just play this here. And we don't reveal any new cards because this is the only one. Thankfully, we can play that here to get them a new set of cards. And coming back over here, I guess I do have the 7. I could just complete this. Like I said in the other video, usually you want to repeat back and forth, but they're about to get the deck on the next turn here. So this might actually be really good head start to getting another deck and just having a lot of cards over here. We might have to do a couple passes early on, but it might help alleviate some of the pressure. I also don't have any even cards, so I can't even play to the middle. So it's either I play to the river, or I could generate a jewel, like I could do 2 of the same number, which maybe isn't a bad idea. Get more of these, let them get their deck first, bring one of these up. Man, there's so many decision points in this game where you feel like this could be the wrong move, it could be the right move. Covering up curses is always great because you just never know when that's going to become a problem later, especially because they're about to draw a green. So sure, maybe I'm talking myself into it. Also, I just did the Kraken, so if I get the ability card, I can get those right back. So I actually feel pretty good about this. I will do the 2 the same number, cover up the Kraken, and draw 2 cards. And would you look at that? I drew right into the ability, so I'll be able to get those 2 5s back into my hand next turn. So that's pretty great. Actually, it would be fun if I'd pass this over here, then I could do 3 of the same number, but I need this to revive a new Eternal down here for this player. So let's see. Knowing that, I mean, either of the A Eternals can be great for the same color. So if a new one, when this gets completed, is a same color option, any one of these works. And I'm now realizing I probably should have done this first then to see what the new card would be, but it's fine. So It really just comes down to which curse is a problem. We're currently seeing a 9. They don't have any 1s, but they do have a 4. And if they take the Phoenix, there won't be any 1s. I think I'm going to go with the Mermaid, though, just so I can match with a lot of blues in the Kraken. So again, if we have same color, we'll be synergizing with both players. So the Mermaid will come up top here. And now to refill their row, we essentially just keep continuing playing the cards underneath. So it looks like that. And if we manage to unlock another one, we would just keep going until it fills up. So now we need to reveal these 2 cards from before. And let's move this over, clear this row, and clear that field card. Put the new one face up. Okay, we have the Grassland, which is great, because that is the second easiest one behind the camp. There is the festival that shows up in here, which is essentially the camp as well. So hopefully we get that one next, but this is a good one to have right now to help alleviate some of the pressure. But let me just put these cards off to the side. Okay, and they just revived the Eternal, so now it's my turn over here. I think I'm going to play this first before I do the Kraken ability, just to reopen the row. Again, see what the new thing is, depending on how we might want to take their turn. So we're going to put the yellow 7. And I usually like to grab the Vampire first, because if we end up getting Fog, that's the one that requires the same number to cross. And the Vampire has 3 3s and 2 rare cards. So I essentially have 5 of the same number in this deck. And when we clear this, it'll be 5 cards to get to the next Eternal. So I really like doing that. If it's not the Fog, then that kind of stinks, because then it makes that one a little harder later. But it's kind of fun, push your luck. So I'm going to do that now. So I put the key up here. The Vampire comes over into this stage card. I will take these 8 cards, putting them under the Kraken. I also have 4 Kraken cards left before I even start getting to the Vampire, so it'll take a little bit of time. And I'm just going to slide that over, clear all of these cards, and remove the Lost Forest, and see what we get. And it's Festival. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. So the Festival is, like I said, it's very similar to a camp, but it actually has an additional bonus of players can, on their turn, play up to 2 cards. So you can play 1 as normal, or you could play 2 cards. 2 to anywhere on the field, any one of the 3 rows, or down into the river. So 1 here, 1 there, 2 there, 2 here, any combination. So that's pretty nice. This is actually a pretty easy combination, and together we have right now. So this is pretty good. I like that. And just doing a little double check and checking in. We can't play 4s currently. We do have this green 4 over here. So we just need to remember we can't play that right now. But otherwise, any of our cards can be played. We do have some even numbers, ability to play into the Grassland. So we're pretty open on all the things we can play right now. Oh, we also can't play purple cards, because you do have to remember, even though this is a separate area, this curse is still active. We can get rid of that by playing a 4 or any 2 cards. So I could actually play that 4 to temporarily cover up the Vampire's curse. When it moves back up to here, you'll have to recover that again. The not being able to play purples isn't too bad right now. I'm not really close to getting a purple star card, and I have to complete this row again before I get any one of these that'll have purple. So I might actually skip this entirely, just wait till the Vampire's up here to permanently cover it, because I don't think this one's too much of a problem. But I do think the 4 could be a problem, since we do have a 4 in the Kraken deck, and as you can see, we have a 4 right here. And I mean, you just never know. More 4s will start coming up later. But getting to playing the 4 is getting this one. So I'd have to do one of these, which I don't really actually have good access to. So I think I'm just going to play this 2 as an even card to the middle. And I can't make use of the Festival because I can't play 4s. And I don't flip this card over until the end of the turn. And this is on your turn, play 1 or 2 cards. So I'd have to end my turn before that gets flipped. Again, this is my unofficial ruling on how I play this way with the solo deck. So I think I'm just going to play the 1 card and play the 2 there. So we'll flip that over. And we have a 7 blue, which not great for the grassland area, but it could be great for 3 of the same color. Any way I want to do that. But I think right now I'm just going to use the Kraken ability card and get these 2 cards back into my hand. And because I have so many cards over here, I really am thinking making sure we get the next deck over here. So this is again like long-term planning, because I still can't play this 4, so I only have a 7. If I play the 7, I'm only going to have this card. So I really need to get this 4 out of here just so that I can have more access to other cards. So I really do think this is a problem. I think I might generate a jewel on their turn to take care of that. So we are going to play the 7, which is just going to go to the top row. Again, we can't play a second card, so we'll end their turn. We'll flip that over. And we'll now play these 3 cards as 3 of the same color. Whenever you use 2 color cards to generate jewels, you pick the color you want it to be. So I'm just going to say blue, blue, blue. I could also do yellow, yellow, yellow. Doesn't matter. So it's going to be 3 of the same color. And I could theoretically do this as well. This could be a yellow, a blue, and a green to be 3 different colors. So I do actually have quite a few options. And 3 of the same color is usually a little easier than 3 different. I mean, the color one in general is a little easier, especially like the 3 of the same numbers, the harder one. So I don't really care too much. It's more or less about same colors across any of the things. So maybe I will hold this back just to keep more, but I can't do the same colors here. Yeah, okay, let's just do this, keep the green, play that. So it's going to be 3 of the same color, and we'll cover up the mermaid, draw 2 more cards. Look at that, we could have had 3 of the same number if we held the 5, but we would have had to do something. Okay, coming back here, we can play 4s now. And I think this 4 is just going to go into the even row. We'll flip these over. At this point, can only not play purples. We've got another even, but it's green, so it can't go here. This could go there, but then I can't play the 2 because it's the same number. 5s can't go in the grassland, which is pretty bad. I could do the 1. I could do the 2, then the 1. The 5s can also go up here. Because it's the festival, I think I'm going to just do a 5 and a 5. Because I've got lots of cards I can take the time from this deck, more so than there. So let's draw 2 new cards, and now we're getting into the vampire. And we probably want them to finish one of the top row, or finish the top row. So they could actually just do that right now. No, what am I doing? These are 2 5s. At least I caught it right now. I can't do this because the same numbers can't be next to each other. We'll have done the 2 instead, doing that. Whew, okay, got to be more vigilant on making sure I don't do that. So that's still fine, and this is yellow, which is okay for them to play the 1. Do we want to finish the festival, though? Because this can be pretty nice if we want to do multiple cards down there. Maybe we hold off just to get the 2 played down there as well. Flip more cards, see what they have. Okay, so we have the ability card, which in this stage and every future stage, all of the A Eternals will get you one of these purple star cards. So essentially I'll play that and then just exchange it for a purple card. Which means I probably want to finish this so I can know what the next one is to help better decide what purple card I want. Unfortunately, they're the ones who have to finish it. Actually, no, I can just finish it with the red 5 and then do that later. Okay, so their turn here is going to be, can't be a 4 here. Any of them can go here. The 5 can't, so we do the 3. Actually, let's hold the 3s. The 3 because it's the vampire, and if the next one is fog where it requires all the same numbers, I want to be ready to hold all my 3s back. So I'll do the 4. And we got a 1, so that's fine. Can also go down there. Okay, so now we're coming back here. They are going to play their 5. And we still could play our second card before we resolve this. So we could play this 5 if there was somewhere to play it, but it doesn't work in either of these. And I don't really feel like playing it to the river. So I think I'm just going to leave it there, which will clear this row. And let me pick one of these. So the vampire is going to move up. If the jewel was on it, it would move back over. And now we have to worry. Let's see, we don't have rares. Vampire will have 2 rares, so that's probably going to be bad. We have a couple 5s. We don't have any 2s or 8s. And a 1 and a 9 with a rare. That might be our potential way to get the 1/5/9. So I think we're going to go with the skeleton. We haven't used any passes, though. So if we get that ability card, we might want to just make passing happen just to be able to use that. So let's go with the vampire, or skeleton, excuse me. And we'll revive that. I'm going to slide these down. And again, we'll just continue filling these cards in. And that was their turn. Oh, we got to get rid of the festival and see what we get next. Ah, look at that. Okay, we have fog. So now it's pretty much probably just going to be this player getting all their 3s down into there and their rares. And if I do that, it'll only take up 5 spaces. So there will still need to be 1 more card to go in. And they just took the skeleton. They've got a rare card in there. So that can probably help fill out the rest of that row. Okay, but right now we can't play 2s, 8s, or purples. We need same number. The 5 can't go down there. The grassland 1 can go there. I think we're just going to start the 3s and just get that journey underway because this is how we win. Everything else is great, but this is our primary focus. We're already halfway through, which is pretty great. We haven't gotten any of our bonus points, which is fine. We might need to do that pretty soon, which we're going to get off of this one. Which actually, now that I think about it, let's do that now and grab ourselves a 3. This way we have another 3 for this row. We can't play purples though, so we'll need to cover that up before we play it, but at least give us access to that. Now this card will just go back in on the topmost space and then go left to right, so it's going to cover that back up. So that is a little bit of a problem. So we have to come over here and figure out how we cover up this, which I believe is going to be with this 1. We're going to play that to the river to generate this jewel. It's the 1 and 9. So we'll play that, which will block the ability to play purples. And it's going to get us a star, which will get myself, the green player, a star bonus. So I'll also be able to look through these and probably want to do an even number to do with this row. I mean, getting those again just gets us more star bonuses, which could continue helping us with the top row. So let's do one that could work for both. Let's do the 8 purple, so that way it applies to both rows. They're done. We come back over here. We can play this purple now, so we'll put the purple 3 here. Flip that over. Okay, well, I think we're just going to do the rare. The rare up here and make it as a 3. And we've got ourselves another 3. Coming back over here. Could do the 6 in the middle row. 5 can't go there and it's blue. 6 can't go there because it's blue. And it can't go here. So that's my only option. It's going to be that 6. And we'll flip this over. We've got a rare, so really can help finish this row. We'll play a 3. Flip a card. We have 2 of the same number, but not 3 of the same number. But not that we can generate a jewel anyways. Oh, we can't play 2s and 8s. Did I mess that up? Did I play that when the skeleton was out? I think this one was already here. Was that one here? Anyway, I believe it's yellow's turn. I just lost track of whose turn it was. I think I just played the 3 over here. Okay, can't play 2s and 8s. So this 5 is going to have to go into the river, or I could play the rare up here. I think I'm going to just play the 5 into the river, which will clear this and get me a river rare card, which will just take the place of where it was. So I'm just going to have 2 rares, which is fine. And I can't play any of these. I could do this to temporarily block that. Basically wasting the 8s, which doesn't seem great. I could do the 5 and the 8 for any 2 cards. So at least keep an 8 for here. Maybe, yeah, that seems good. Let's do that. So we'll cover this up, draw 2 cards. I only have 4 left, so I'm definitely going to be the one who finishes this. So I think they're going to just play one of their river rares here, and then I'll have to play my other rare there. Oh, let's flip this card over, and then I'll flip my last card since we know it's my last 3. These will all clear. And we are moving right along. We already have 3 out of our 4. So this will come back. This will go up here. And if we can't play rares, can't play 5s or 7s. We have 5, 7, and rares, so they're all a problem. And I should know which one's left. I know it's left. It's the mountain with same color. So we have to ascend all same color of purple. So we want to consider low to high. This one, the witch has a better spread on that. So yeah, we're going to take the witch. And that will just go there since I already have 3 cards. And we come back over here. Oh, let's get rid of that and flip that over. So yeah, the castle. So now we have to ascend, playing all of the same colors or purples. And they could start it off with the rare. I mean, it does feel weird, like we're not really interacting with any of that down there or getting a lot of these points, but that's kind of how stage B is. We just have to focus in this top row, and I've done stage B a little bit as well, so I know how to like push this row. It's been working pretty well for us. Again, hopefully I didn't mess that up down here with any of those 2s. But really, all I need to do is just focus on this row to get that last key. Going down here is really only necessary if I can't play a card up here. So I think we start with the rare, which essentially is going to be our 1. So the next lowest card we can play is a 2. And that's just because of the way the rare cards work. Whenever you play that, it still acts as a number from 1 to 9. It can ignore the common placement rules, but if you play a number card after it, it can't. So if this was a 1, we can't put a 1 here because 1s can't be next to each other. And you can't have it be a 0, so it can't be 0, 1. So essentially this is going to be a 1 as the lowest possible option. But our next thing would be a 3. So if we did a 3, 5, 7, 8, we need 2 more, which would essentially be a 9 and a rare. I don't really like our odds on that. So this is where we're sort of messing around, maybe until we can find this 2. I can't play rares. Can't play rare at the witch. Okay, so they're not playing this card. They're going to have to play the 7. So the game's a little bit harder when you actually follow the rules. Okay. I have to play this to the river. And then we'll flip 2 more. Okay, we at least got a 1. We'll have to figure out how to cover this up. I just got a new deck over here. So maybe we have the higher numbers. Maybe we get rid of the 5 and the 8, which will get me a rare back. Let's do that. So this is any 2 cards to do this, to cover that up. That's going to get me a river rare and 1 more card, which we can't play the rares. That's our only restriction right now. So we have to figure out how we're going to get these out, which again, we could just trigger this. I think that was actually what I was trying to do with those, not do the any 2 here, but this works because this is still a problem. For less of a problem right now. So I need to do this. As much as it stinks, I think I'm going to spend this rare to do a 4 to cover that up. Then we come back over here. Again, if I put a rare there, I can't do a 1. So I want the 1 to be the first thing. So with these, we could play the 3 down here. Okay. Everything's covered. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3. None of the colors and numbers are the same. So we're going to play the 1. Trust me, it makes it much harder when you're doing this on camera. There's like more stress when you're doing it this way. When you're playing it with other people who are also watching it, it's a little bit easier to catch these things. So hopefully it doesn't seem as stressful when I'm doing it right now when you're watching me, as if you were to actually play. But okay, we did the 1. They just have a 9 left, which this is actually going to stink because I want to hold that 9 for here. I might have them pass the 9 over just so I can sort of hold it till when we need it. But in this case, for now, I'm going to play the rare here. And we're going to flip, which is going to get us a 3, which will go here. So I'm going to use the first pass and give that over here, getting new cards. But now we're actually worried about running out of cards here. So like I said, this was looking really easy. Like it was going to not be a problem. We just got to rush this row. But now it looks like we're going to have to finish one of these just to get them more cards. Let's slide this down a little. Okay, but they passed a card, so it's now my turn here. I'm looking all right. We do 3, 5, 7, 9. We need 1 card in between. We do the 4. It has to be all the same color. So that's not actually going to work with the same color. When I was probably mathing that out earlier, I wasn't considering the color, but I have to make sure they're the same color. Or purple. So we haven't actually picked a color because it's only purple and rare right now. But I will do this 3. No, I don't draw up. I didn't look at that. I keep these 3 cards. Come back over here. They're going to play the 4. Flip this over. Okay, we get a pass back, but that's not actually that helpful. They're going to play the 5, 7, and 9. We're good. Play that. We draw this. They're going to play their 7. Flip these 2 over. We play the 9. And that gets us our 4th and final Eternal. We get the 4th key and we have won. So there you have it. That's stage B with a solo play on expert mode. Even still, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully it looked kind of easy. Maybe, I'm not sure. It felt a little tough to me at certain points. But no matter what, playing with this way versus having actual cards hidden and other players and other minds thinking while playing cards is immediately going to make the game much harder. So to get the true experience of the game, you do really want to play with other people, using these communication discs and playing that way. It's going to be a little bit funnier and I think more enjoyable. Again, I'm still having a great time doing this solo. Like I said, I came up with the solo variant just so I could play this game when I'm by myself. And it's still like doing this puzzle thing is a little better than just having the 3 cards up on both decks. So I do like that. But I am looking forward to whatever potential official solo mode comes, if they ever do one. But as I mentioned in the Stage A video, Stage A and Stage B are more of the introductory levels. Stage A teaches you about stars and how you win that way. And this one introduces the keys and how you win that way. So it's still a little bit easier just making you focus on unlocking the reviving the Eternals, which is something you already do anyways. It's almost a secondary objective all the time because you need more cards. Whereas stage C, D, E, and F, there's actually other objectives. Unlocking or reviving Eternals and getting stars isn't going to win you the game really anymore. You have other things you have to focus on. So while I was doing all this unlocking, I'm supposed to be focusing on something else. And actually in stage C, specifically the labyrinth, clearing rows can be bad because you have to solve these puzzles. And when you clear the cards out, the cards go away and that can mess with your puzzle. So there's a little bit more thought into it, but I do hope you enjoyed the playthrough of this, at least got the idea of how Stage A in my previous video was and how Stage B works in here, which gets you interested in trying it out for yourself. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and we'll catch you on the next video.